think this might be my proudest bit of training so far. It's a second walk. She's walking really nicely, but wait. Good girl. Ah. Good girl, stay. Wait. You wait. Good girl, come on then, let's go. It is Monday and I've had a very busy day at work with another early morning exercise. So I actually got up to train upper at about 5 and finished work at about 4:30. So made up for it because I was working by about 10 to 8, quarter to 8, something like that. So I'm just out catching up on the rest of my steps. Maggie, as you've just seen, has just been on her second walk. She's fucking smashing life. I've never been so proud of such a tiny little thing. And I'm so proud of how well we've trained her as well, because like, one, she's super intelligent and picks it up so quick, but two, we need to pat ourselves on the back for a lot of that. So I am, because, you know, she's just the most well-behaved little thing and I love her to death. So I dropped her off at home and then carried on going around the block again, so that I could just get the rest of mine in, because she's still too little to do the full walk with me. She will be one day, but yeah, that is the second walk that she's ever had. Especially, that's the first walk that she's had on the road, other than nipping up and down on the day that she could last week. Anyway, dog overload. But yeah, that's how my days looked. And my session this morning was fantastic. I feel a lot better now. I'm back logging everything. I think that so much of that is a mental thing for me, to just know that I am pushing it as far as I can go, doing everything that I possibly can, doing exactly what I'm told, and the rest, what will be, right? So I feel a lot better now. I've got back into the swing of that, and tonight will probably just be sorting out my supplements, getting an early night. And yeah, that's it. Lovely. Hello, it's Tuesday. I did the best with what time I could for my quads and delts session this morning. It wasn't wicked, I'll admit, but 20 minutes cardio in, I'm home now, just ready to start the day, and I'm just having my post-workout cereal, which I've used the ESN cereal milk, so the designer whey that I picked up from the PCA Expo, and it's the first time that I'm trying it, so here it is. Oh my god. I think that's the best tasting whey I've ever tried. Shit the bed. Okay. 11 out of 10. I wasn't expecting that. Come on. You can do it. Come on. Come on. Yay! Oh, today has been a fucking day. Like a proper fucking day. I have had a shitty day at work where I felt shit. I've not dealt with it well either. I had a proper rant and a little bit of a cry, and yeah, it's been one of them where, you know, where you're like bottling it up and you're like, must remain professional, and then someone asks if you're all right and you're like, fucking no. And then it all falls out. That's where I'm at. So not ideal at all, but it is what it is. Like, I'm not going to pretend to be something I'm not. If that's how I reacted in that moment, whatever. So I'm fucking starving. I've got 2 more meals to have. I'm going to get back and have them. I am going to factor in a walk as well. I'm going to go for a walk this evening and get the rest of my steps in. But yeah, it's just been a very draining day. A very draining day. But they happen. They happen. And at the minute, I've just got a lot on with work. But it's temporary, so well, whatever. It's
bonfire night. Speaking of bonfire night, was going to walk Maggie when I got home, but from the weekend, I can tell you now, she do not like fireworks. She's not okay with fireworks. Tried to introduce them to her slowly. The kind of crackly ones she's not too bad with, but then you never know when the big ones are coming. So we're going to rag around in the garden rather than take her out, and I think that's the right decision. I mean, she's only just started going for walks, so a night of not having a walk is not going to kill her. And then I want to do my nails and have a shower and just relax and try and kind of wash the day off me a little bit. Good morning. It is Wednesday. I'm in the office. I'm in a foul mood because, one, I overslept my alarm. And woke up at about 7 to leave the house at past. I'm quite impressed with how much I've actually managed to get my shit together for that. But when I got outside, someone had smashed my wing mirror off in the night, and I just love that. Love that. I should have turned up to work with cake today because it was my birthday last week, but I just didn't have the time. So I'm going to have some very, very disappointed team members. But you know what? I'll walk to Sainsbury's on my lunch, get some peace and quiet, and return with the baked goods, which will account for a lot of my steps today, which I'm getting 8,000, and then I'm going to go and did you hear that? Wow, I'm hungry. Go and get my final cardio for the week in after work. But yeah, that's today, and I'm feeling great about it.
Got the goods. Got to be inclusive. Ignore my nail. I'm not even going to have any. I have my Kit Kat chunky, and I'm happy with that. What a legend I am.
I'm actually the other side of the ring light right now. I am home from work. I've done my 20 minutes cardio, my last steps, took Mags out for a walk, which is a really nice incentive to get those last few steps of the day. Probably gone way over, actually. Oh yeah, fuck, 13,000. Oops. And yeah, feeling all right. I did have a little slice of cake at work in the end because I thought, you know what? It's off season. It's my birthday. Very, very soon I am going to be on prep, and work will be like, oh, can you have this? Can you have this? Can you have this? And I'm just for 6 months going to have to say no. You know, I didn't feel like I was being that detrimental to anything by having a slice of cake. What I have done is, I would normally be having my oats meal right now, but what I'm doing now is just having the whey that would have gone into those oats because I've had the carbs today. No, it's not equal, but I'm making sure that I get my protein in, and I've just dabbled with my calories a little bit there, but I shouldn't be too far over. It wasn't actually a massive slice of cake either. It was tiny. So probably 300 calories max, I would say. Yeah, it's about the same size of slice I had when I measured it out. 300 calories for my 3 calories this time last year. So it's probably the same. So I'm going to have a shower tonight. I'm going to write my check-in, and then I'm going to chill. I still haven't got around to doing my nails, but I'm not bothered. I'm just leaving them for a little bit to breathe because I think they could do with it. Check-in wise, I am starting to feel like a dump truck. But it is just, I'm pushing my weight hard at the minute. I don't hate how I look, but I am starting to not fit into my clothes. Like even my Jordan cargos and stuff, I can't get in at the minute. So I am living in leggings, which makes me feel a bit shitty because I'd like to be able to dress up and look that little bit nicer for work. But at the minute, my clothes just do not fit, and I think it's really shitty of me to buy new clothes. I don't want to do that. I would still buy stuff off Vinted, but at the minute, again, I always do this after a birthday. I feel like I've been bought enough and spoilt enough that I don't need to go and buy new stuff for myself. I will talk through what I got for my birthday when I get home from seeing Andy's family this weekend, because I do believe I'm going to be spoiled again. So thought I would put everything together at the end of this vlog. I'm not feeling any particular way about my check-in. I just know that I'm starting to push now the realms of all of this has got to come off. So how far are we going? But Amy knows best. I completely trust her, and we'll just do whatever she friggin' says. By the way, I've been up all night with the dog. You see my fucking eyes? So if I look shitter than you're expecting, I'm very sorry. It's Thursday. I had the worst sleep that I've had for a long time. Maggie didn't seem to be very well. She started to get stressed in the night for no clear reason. She sometimes does that when she needs a poo, don't we all? So we couldn't work out what it was, and we were like trying to work out whether we call out of hours vet or anything like that. She just couldn't seem to calm down, and her nose was warm and dry, and I was just a bit concerned about her. And so that was us between 1 and 3:30, and then obviously I had to be up for work early to get into the office, which I overslept for. Not ideal, but I did my check-in this morning, and I'll feed back on it when I am hopefully out for my lunchtime walk at lunchtime. Okay, I'm out on my lunch. Am I feeling more energised? Absolutely fucking not, but here we are. So, feedback. I think prep is closer than I thought. I'm talking like 2 weeks. Which is mad. Amy was like, give yourself a couple of weeks to get organised. And I'm like, okay, that sounds like a couple of weeks and then we fucking go. I've spoken to her about how my Christmas usually looks, because I'm from a broken family. No, I'm not. My parents get on really, really well, which I'm super grateful for, but you do have to organise multiple dates for Christmas. So it's looking as though I can have the 23rd for my family Christmas. The 24th through to the 26th, I'll be at Andy's parents' house. And I don't know how much of that I'm going to get, but I've laid that on the table that if I don't participate in those things, it's not going to land well. Everyone is super supportive of me. Missing out on Christmas is kind of different though, and I just didn't envisage starting prep so early, but can understand why I am, because we need to take a good chunk off me before Christmas, which is probably looking like a few kilo. I don't know, but yeah, feels a lot more real. So in terms of show mapping, we haven't entirely done that yet. We just need to make a good head start. So personally for me, shows wise, I've not really talked about this much yet,
But the goal is to qualify for PCA Universe and to get my ass to the NABBA British finals and to do better than I did last time. Came third, but I'll be in a different class this time, I think. NABBA and PCA criteria for figure on paper don't look too dissimilar, but your athletic girls are fucking massive in NABBA. So I don't know which one I'm going to better suit. That's a call that we'll make close to the time, but yeah, that's where we're at. My aims for PCA are obviously to get to the universe. Ideally, across any of the shows, my ultimate goal, because I'm not a pro card gal, I'm realistic here. I don't think it's out of my reach though to try and go for a sword, as long as I come in absolutely on point. I don't see why I can't, and I'm still going to stick with that in my head, but realistically a top 3 placing in a PCA Open show would be sick. I'm putting this out there because when you start to get really lean and you're close, you do start to get in your head about placings and what you actually want. But realistically, I'm telling you now with a sound mind that top 3 at PCA Open would be great, top 6 at the Universe would be great, and that's what I want. So any more than that, amazing. Less than that, am I really going to think that I've done a shit job? No, probably not, because I'll still look a damn sight better than I did last time. So we haven't mapped out those shows yet. I'm hoping that I do get my Universe qualification on the first PCA show that I do, but I did want to leave myself a little bit of room to go for another one if I, 1, don't get it, or 2, want to just have another go, because I think first time back on stage in 2.5 years, I'm going to be a little bit rusty and a little bit nervy. I don't want that to affect me as far as I can anyway. I can try. So might even do like the day before the Universe and see what the crack is there, because the Universe is actually only at Hull, which is an hour away from me, and I can spread out the tan, can't I? Just get 2 top coats and 1 lot of base coat. I don't know. Anyway, these are my initial thoughts, but this is what a lot of the conversation was centered around, about getting ready because it's coming. And she's really happy that my body weight's dropped from last week, which it has. I'm 85.55, whereas I think I was 86.85 last week. So that kind of ovulation water has dropped off. And yeah, we're in a good place. But yeah, I'm getting more excited. Getting more excited now. I do need to rein it in a little bit with food, because I've had that mentality of prep's not too far away. I'm not binging by any means. There's no binging whatsoever, but there is that, oh, I will say yes to that, even though I've had my 3 calories, because prep's not far away and I won't be able to say yes, and I need to just rein that in a little bit. And that was something that I mentioned in my check-in, but something that Amy confirmed with me in her feedback as well, was just, you know, anything that's going on has got to come off, so don't make my life harder, essentially, which is fair. Okay, this is 2 weeks in the future, Hannah. I've not done this before, but I feel like this next clip needs a bit of a disclaimer. I am okay. I'm okay. I don't know why on that Friday, like, I felt the need to vlog something, but I did. I'm kind of glad I did, looking back, because it's a little reminder for me to not push it too far and to remember how I was feeling at that point. The clip that you're about to see is me on the Friday at about 5 o'clock, when I regained the ability to be calm enough to speak And I know that sounds really frightening and weird, but that was the reality of the situation. Yeah, that's it. I'm not going to be that person that vlogs in the hospital. I also did not have the ability to pick up a camera and talk. The pain was so extreme. But anyway, I'll let Tana fill you in. It's Friday. I'm trying to stay very calm and very still whilst I do this very small vlog update. I've been at A&E all day having ECGs. Don't know whether you can see my little things. No, ECGs of the tests, x-rays, to make sure I'm okay, which I am, but something really weird is happening to me, where I'm having like a nerve attack, and it's like I've got trapped nerves everywhere, but it started off as chest pain, which is why I went to the hospital, because we don't ignore chest pains. So I've had an ECG, I've had blood tests, I've had my x-ray, and nothing life-threatening is wrong, but my body is attacking itself with my nerves, and I don't know why, but I am in bits. We picked up my medication from the pharmacy, which was Oromorph and some sort of nerve blocker, and within about 10 minutes half walking away from the pharmacy, we dropped my Oromorph on the floor and broke it. So we've got to go out at some point and try and find some more medication so that I can try and sleep and just not be in pain, because this is really hard and I don't know where it's come from, and I'm trying to stay calm. But I just thought I'd give a very small update. I've told my clients to still check in and that I'll get back to them at some point, but I'm absolutely fucked with no explanation. So that is my Friday update. It's Saturday. I had broken sleep. I'm feeling like someone's kicked the shit out of me, if I'm honest. I can't get over how crazy yesterday was and how intense the pain was and everything that happened, and I just woke up like that, which is nuts. Nothing particularly like triggered it, but I was just in pain everywhere, and every single muscle and nerve and everything going on in the top half of my body was just twitching and spasming. My chest is still very tight and painful. It feels like if you've ever been a really heavy smoker and you've been on a night out and you've had like a pack of 20, that's what it feels like. But the pain is in my chest still. The pain where it shoots up and goes over my shoulder into my neck isn't there at the minute, which is good, which is why I've just been able to wash my hair. I thought I'd take that win where I could. I'm gonna have some more cocodamol in a minute. I can't believe we broke the glass of Oromorph. I can't even remember what I said yesterday, if I said anything at all. I'm pretty sure I recorded something yesterday just to say what had happened, but if I didn't, we got my prescription, which took about an hour to wait and get, and as we were waiting for a cab to come and get us, I dropped my bag of all my medicine and the Oromorph just smashed on the floor. So furious, but I couldn't be bothered to go back and get another one. It was so much effort to walk upstairs to that part of the hospital. I just couldn't do it. It's Sunday. We are probably taking Sunday as relaxed as we have the last couple of days. I'm not doing a whole lot at all. I'm feeling a lot better, but I don't want to overdo it. I took her for a walk yesterday, and when I got back I felt like I overdid it. I only went round the block for 20 minutes. Is what it is. It's still Sunday. We've taken Maggie out for a walk with my mum, my stepdad and Dexter. And even that felt like a little bit too much. I popped out to B&M to grab some bits earlier. That felt like a little bit too much. And whilst everything feels better than it did on Friday, because trust me, there were some points on Friday where I was just writhing around in so much pain I could not even speak. It's still bothering me that I'm not, you know, if it's not anything serious and it's just something to do with like my phrenic nerve, which that's what the doctor said he thinks it is, why am I not okay? And why every time I get my heart rate up by doing something as simple as a walk, am I starting to get chest pain again? It's very irritating that we don't have the answers. Andy and I are both struggling with the fact that neither of us know what's going on. And yeah, it's just been stressful the last few days. I'm trying to rest as much as possible. I think I got probably less than 1,000 steps in yesterday. I've only done about 5,000 today, just pottering about, going for this walk as well. And yeah, it feels like it's been too much for me. So here we are.